Have you had a childhood dream car? Well, I did, and it's called the McLaren F1. And for me, it was always in the echelons of unattainable. Like, it's too expensive, it's too rare, I'm never gonna get it. And even thinking about a supercar is never possible. But today, I'm so excited because that car is mine. So guys, this is my 600 LT and it's in Papaya Spark. And it has all the full carbon bits, but it's always been a dream of mine to own a supercar, and always thought about a supercar as a McLaren. I'll tell you more about why throughout this whole video. I'll be taking this car to XPEL right now. The first thing we've got to do after getting in the car is to get it, detailed PPF, get it all protected, cleaned up nicely, and then Sunday we'll go for a drive, right? So I'm going to walk you through the whole process and share with you why I bought this car, and what the other things I was looking at, and just have a sort of a car guy behind the scenes, right? So I'll see you at XPEL, but for now, I'm going to take it for its first drive. So letting the doors. Hey guys, welcome to XPEL PJ. Now, after we collect the car, the first thing I want to do is to protect the paint, okay? Because this car is going to go out on the roads, we're going to take it to enduro on track days. We're going to always protect the paint and also the windscreen, right? So I'm going to walk you through the whole process together. Now, I'm supposed to get the car into the washing bay, get it detailed, polished, ready for PPF. However, we realized there are actually the old PPF on the car. So we're going to rip it off, and then we are going to send it down to wash, then only putting on PPF, right? Now, as for what I'm going to install in the car, of course, PPF is one thing, but the other thing that's very critical for this car is actually the windscreen protector, right? XPEL does have a windscreen protector that's going to help absorb stone chips, and that's very important because these guys are not cheap, and to get stock for these guys are not easy as well, right? So we need to protect this thing. Right? Of course, all the little carbon bits around everything needs PPF. But otherwise, the car has seen better days. Like dirt sitting on the car like for a long time because it's never really have an owner, right? So yeah, this will be a very interesting project because it is very, very dirty. Look at that, it's all like embedded into the clear coat. All this dirt down here, all these crevices. Look at all the stones over here. It's all like super dirty. Yeah, and then even down here you can see that all these carbon bits. By the way, it's so new that even not say new, but it never really had an owner that, even all these things are not out yet, right? So since we're here, why don't I walk you through the spec of the car? The color is Papaya Spark. It is McLaren's official color, but this one has like the extra pull in it, and it gives it an extra 3D look, which I like. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of colorful colors, but it just somehow sits right on this car, right? So, plus my wife likes orange, so it's a super bonus. Maybe that's why she said yes to the car, right? And it has all the carbon bits all around the car, right? So this one doesn't come in carbon usually, but it has carbon bits here. And then it has the electric blue color. So this is, I believe, 2019-2020, the livery of the McLaren F1 team, so it's quite similar in that sense. As for the interior, it has that highly coveted Senna seats. Now, if you look at these seats, it may look very uncomfortable, but after sitting in it, I realized actually it's pretty darn good. In fact, at least in my experience, it is actually more comfortable than the P1 seats, which is the normal seats. So I was not going to pick these seats, but I was convinced otherwise after using it, right? However, there are actually two specs of the Senna seat. There is one that is the comfort, which is wider, and this is the sports one, which is more narrow, and it suits me pretty well. Yeah, so this comes with Senna seats. It comes with the orange belts, so it goes with that, and it comes with all full leather, Bo Wilkins, and everything, the whole shebang. Right? It is not a luxurious car because this is a track-oriented supercar. So yeah, and of course you must have the dihedral doors. Oh yeah, and it has, of course, the fender bits. It is also a spec. And I'm really lucky because the owner who spec'd this car spec'd almost everything that you could possibly pick on the car. So yeah, I'm a lucky guy, and the odometer is like 1,700 kilometers. It's as good as new, right? So yeah, I'm going to walk you through the whole detailing process. We're going to remove the PPF, go downstairs, wash the car, give it a nice detail, and hopefully we can get the car ready by Sunday because we're going to do a Christmas drive and sort of like an XPEL drive together, right? So when the car is ready to wash, we'll continue filming. You know what? I'm going to just quickly show you guys, you know, why I spend time cleaning my car, because you're going to see in a moment, right? It doesn't have to be heavy agitation. And that's why you need a good chemical. See, you see, it's so soft, right? But you don't need heavy scrubbing. When you have a good chemical like XPEL's interior cleaner here, you know, you can just do, oh gosh, I'll grab it later, right? And just wipe it, and see, it gets rid of all that grime, and now it's matte. It's no longer shiny. Here it's like extra shiny, you can see this, and here it's quite matte, right? And you can see here it's extra shiny again, here's extra matte. So one thing that does happen with leather is that it grips to a lot of the fats, you know, and when I say fats, because your skin actually has fats. So if you look at this shiny bit, it could be maybe 5 or 10 other people's fats, and that's why I'm always a bit advocate of, hey, why don't you just wipe down your car once a week or once every 3 weeks? It doesn't have to be a full cleaner like this. This is great, you know, it does really cut through all the grease. But yeah, maybe a diluted version of this and just wipe it down, right? Because it is frankly quite disgusting. And what I've learned over the years of cleaning my cars, how does mold come around is because mold do need some sort of proteins, some sort of like nutrients, and skin and all of that can become the nutrient for molds, right? And you don't want to do that. So if you do have a car, and which most of you watching this video will have, you probably want to make sure you clean up the places you touch, because you're leaving behind food for mold, right? So yeah, and that's why you always see molds are always on the seats, always on the steering wheel and stuff like that. And you know, granted, some of you do talk while you drive, and you can imagine what kind of you know, stuff you have in this, right? So I'm going to continue cleaning. This is supposed to be a dream, but it somewhat became a nightmare, right? So there are some damages on the paint, because as you pull off the PPF, some of the lacquer came out. And this is why it's so important to think more than just, oh, my PPF is this thick, you know, or oh, I got more warranty than you, whatever, right? Part of the PPF's construction is the adhesive, right? I'm going to show you what damage we have. And yeah, before I go there, I just want to say I'm super disappointed because, you know, my goal is to get this car like nicely detailed, PPF, ready for the Sunday drive, do a few weekend drives before I send it back to Langkawi. Then, you know, we go on the road trip in Thailand. But now, yeah, I can't seem to achieve that. So it's kind of frustrating. So we're gonna do some, we're gonna pivot a little bit. We're gonna try to adapt, right? So let me show you the damage. Okay, first of all, there is a stone chip here. Okay, we're probably not going to respray this. We're going to get some paint from the paint shop and just try to like mask this one. We're going to try to keep as much original paint as possible. So as the other fender over here, but this is the big one, right? So the whole lacquer came off, and the lacquer or the clear coat is what gives it the sheen, the shine, right? So it peeled off, even though the guys are being as careful as they can, it just came off. And that's what happens when you use PPF without a really good adhesive, right? So something I learned about XPEL, they put a lot of effort into their adhesive. Yeah, even here, look at that. Nah, that's gotta hurt. So what we're gonna do is we are going to wrap all the areas that doesn't need any we're going to protect all those areas that doesn't need respray or doesn't need massive resprays, right? So like those areas we're going to dab a little bit. But for those areas that are sort of damaged, like that bumper, we're going to leave it exposed, and we're going to just take it to Thailand and drive it. And since we're going to respray it anyways, we might as well do an experiment to see like what's the difference between PPF and no PPF, right? So you can actually have a visual 50-50 split, and then I think that'll be a fun experiment. We might as well just do it, since you can't touch it up. It's impossible. All right. So for the rest of the body, we're going to put PPF where we can, and then we're going to leave those places bare, and then we're going to respray those areas. Yeah. And so here's what I learned about adhesive. Go ahead, guys. Yeah. Here's what I learned about adhesive, right? There are two types of adhesives that are used in the market. One is called PSA, pressure sensitive adhesive. So it means when you put on the PPF, you have to literally like squeegee and put pressure on it. Then the adhesive or the acrylic adhesive will sort of bind onto the paint. Now those are really strong, and that's what you'll see sometimes when you go through many heat cycles, up and down, up and down, up and down, especially with plastics, especially with carbon fiber, where they don't have a strong primer, it'll just come off quite easily. Yeah, so that's what happens with PSA. Right? XPEL uses something called RAAT, Reactive Adhesive Acrylic Technology, or the other way around. Okay, but the point is, it's not that strong. But that's the counterintuitive part. You don't need it to be that strong. You don't need your adhesive to be that strong because you don't want to like be so bonded till you peel off paint, right? So XPEL goes through that thought process, right, to ensure that the adhesive is safe for the paint. So what's the point of protecting your paint with a PPF when you remove it, right? You damage the whole damn thing. Then you respray the whole thing again, right? So this is where it's like, nope. It's like, penny wise, pound foolish, right? Yeah. So it seems that I can't do that. So we're going to do the next thing first, which is window tints. I'll quickly show you guys. Sorry guys, we can start doing the window tints already. But to show everybody. Okay. So another one, workmanship, very important. One thing I like about XPEL here in Malaysia is the workmanship is really good. Here, later Eddie, the videographer, is going to show you that little thing up there. I'm so annoyed, all right, that there's a window tint and there's a little part that they didn't cut the window tint all the way up there, and they leave that little thing. It's so sloppy. I'm sorry, like, if you're doing this for any car, forget a supercar, even a normal car, you should be doing it properly, because what it does is that when you look into the rear mirror or the side mirror, you see a little bit of light entering your car. It's super annoying, right? So you're going to rip out that window tint because the LT's windows and the glasses are extra thin, right, for lightweight, but you want to sort of compensate with having some sort of protection. The front, we're going to go with XR Plus, my favorite front window tints, right? Sheldon knows that.
The XR Plus 70. Here we're going to do the XT5 55.
Yeah, gonna have a black.
This is a security film.
Yeah, it's gonna have a black, flush black look from the side, and the front we're gonna have the XR Plus. It's gonna be super clear, and of course the most important part is to protect the windscreen as well. XPEL does a great windscreen protector. It's self-healing, it's hydrophobic. Yeah, so we're gonna protect that. So it's gonna be like some PPF, some no PPF, and I'm gonna drive through Thailand, and you're gonna look at my bumper, and it's like here there's stone chips, and everywhere there's no stone chips, so it's gonna be super annoying. But oh well, we'll do it for content anyways. If I had more time, I would definitely leave my car to the paint shop, respray everything, put on new PPF, but I got to rush for the drive this Sunday, and I got to send it back to Langkawi next week, and I got to take it out for Evo Enduro in January. So yeah, yes. But otherwise, I'm happy the car is here. It drives really nice. It's so comfortable on the road, despite how raw it is. It's actually really, really comfortable. Okay, so while the guys are working on the window tints, I can talk a little bit about this car, why I picked this car, okay? So why not a Lamborghini, why not a Ferrari or Aston Martin? Well, first of all, it's a story I'll tell you near the end of this video, but I'll talk about the 600LT, okay? So the 600LT is the sports series of the McLaren. You have the Super Series, which started with the MP4 12C, 650S, 720. That's the Super Series, right? And then this is the Sports Series, so it's sort of the baby McLaren. And the fundamental difference is in the technology. So whilst it both have carbon tops, of course the power is the difference. The number tells you the power of the car. But essentially, the Super Series have no anti-roll bars. They have this very fancy cross hydraulic actuators, so that the whole car's actuator sort of like levels itself, or has individual adjustments as you're driving through roads, which makes those cars very pliant, very comfortable, yet very capable on track. Whereas the Sports Series, the 570S, 540C, okay, all these numbers is like getting me a little bit lost. These are all running on conventional springs, right? So they are coilovers, springs, anti-roll bars. So it's more akin of like an original sports cars. And as a result, I love how this car drives. I love the 570, I love the 540. It's more natural. You can sort of feel the 4-axle at all times. And I think that's what makes a great sports car, is that you can always feel how the car moves and rotate when you lift off or off throttle rotation or trail braking. You can really feel the car moving around. And that's why I really like the 570. So I was going to get the 570. Then Ravinder in Langkawi tossed me the keys to this car, and after driving it, I'm like, oh my god. Okay, I thought the 570 is like, 30 horsepower, you get the 600 LT, right? But boy, I was so wrong. The car is entirely different. Just like how a Speciale is, a Speciale over there, right? A Speciale to a 45 Italia. This car is built for track, right? So I'll talk about the driving in a moment, but one of the things that is really crazy is I think this is the only car aside from the 918 that's exhaust pointing upwards. Let me know in the comments if you know any. But yeah, this is absolutely a party piece that is very, very unique. And look, this is all ceramic here. You can't wrap PPF here because it's going to get really hot, right? So this ceramic thing is to protect the car. And you can probably do some marshmallows. One day I'll probably do it for content, right? So the LT stands for long tail. Now it's more of a ethos rather than an actual word. It's not actually a lot longer. I think it's like something like 30 or 40 millimeters longer. So yeah, but essentially it is a track oriented car. Okay, stiffer springs, stiffer anti-roll bars, more aggressive tuning, shorter gear ratios, and then they rework the ESC. So as a result, you get a car that is very highly strung. But what I found so surprising for this car is that, first of all, it grips. It has so much grip, crazy amount of grips. But it's kind of weird that it has the juxtaposition of having a lot of grip, but it can also be playful at the same time, right? So that's what I like about McLarens, and the 600 LT sort of have that, And I can't wait to take this on track. One of the reasons I'm getting this car is to take it on track. But at the same time, again, being a very strung up car, no carpets, it's sitting in the middle of the carbon tub. At the same time, it is also quite pliant. Now, given that the NVH, the noise in the car is pretty noisy, you'll probably hear it at the end of this video. I take you for a drive. But the actual damping is really pliant, and it's more pliant than 911s, right? It's kind of mind-boggling that a car can be so strung up but yet be so pliant. And I think that's one thing that Woking is unrivaled, right? Unrivaled with its damping. It is so sporty, it's so strung up, but it's still pliant. I don't know how they do it. And of course, they have hydraulic steering, which is freaking awesome. Yeah, so I can't wait to take this car on track, but I'm going to take this car to Thailand as well. The question then beckons, why didn't I pick something like a Speciale or maybe a 458 or maybe a Lambo and everything? I've always liked cars that handle well. And not just handles well. Well, all those cars Aston's handled pretty well nowadays, and even like Ferraris. But I just feel like McLaren is a very driver-centric car. It just makes you feel so in tune and so like absorbed. In fact, I would say that the Alpine has taught me to love the McLaren, right? So hence why I decided to go down the path of getting a McLaren. Although I feel like the engine is not the most soulful, but I feel like if I had to choose between the soulful engine, a large NA engine, and a better handling car, I always pick handling, right? Yeah. That's why I picked the McLaren. And of course, McLaren is now the 2-time champion for the Constructors' Championship. So yeah, I'm in the winning team right now, right? Let's hope they go to 3rd and 4th, okay? Yeah, and maybe I'll start looking like Lando Norris or something. This is a dream that probably will not happen. All right, so yeah, that's why I picked the McLaren 600 LT. I'm looking to take this car to track. It is my first supercar, and I probably want to end this section by saying that it's kind of surreal today looking at the logo XPEL, because I started my journey vlogging with my first sports car, which is the Spider, right? I walked into the doors of XPEL, just wanting to protect my car and just doing content for fun. But little did I know, I was on this journey of experiencing new cars. I got the Renault, I got the M2 Com, and I got the Alpine, right? And today, come and think about it, I'm here with one of my dream cars, a supercar, right? So, for many people, they have sort of prized possessions in life. Maybe it's a it could be a certain size of a business. Maybe it could be, you're able to send your children to study overseas. And for me, this is something that is my prized possession. And, I really want to protect it. And I think XPEL's going to do the work to protect it. But, I think in life, we sort of want to have those experiences where we pursue our goals and achieve them. This is one of those moments that is kind of surreal. I'm still trying to grasp that. Hey, Thomas, you have a supercar right now, like, right? Oh my God! And why I'm so happy with this purchase is because there's a saying from Morgan Housel that how do you know it's something that's worth your money? Is that when you buy the thing and you can tell nobody, like nobody knows you drive this car, you'll still be happy. This is it for me. The Alpine is the same, the Spider is the same, the McLaren is the same, the Mini Classic is the same, right? So I feel like that should be the kind of measure where you actually go and buy something that you love. And yeah, here I am protecting something I love with XPEL. I got something I love. I just want to make sure I take care of it. Yeah. So with that, I know it's a little bit long. It's my vlog. I'm supposed to do more polishing today, but I don't think I can do it. I'm going to wait a couple of days, come back when the car is fully PPF detailed, and then go for a Sunday drive, right? Thanks for listening. Oh yeah, and one more thing. This may look like a snake, but it's very important. That's called C-Tech. One reason why I trust my cars with XPEL is because they handle all these supercars. You have to make sure that the batteries are well charged. These cars can be finicky with low battery life and everything. Right, with that, see you in 2 days, taking my car for Maiden drive. Can't wait. Hey guys, good morning. This is the maiden drive of my McLaren. We're here with XPEL. We're all going to go driving, but all my cars are here as well. But it's certainly a day to remember. It's so long. Let's get into the papaya and start driving. I'll see you at Vineyard and I'll tell you a little bit of history of how I chose this car because there's a backstory, right? See you there. It's so surreal because just thinking about my life, probably 8 years ago, I only had one car, right? And that was the M235i. And it was a great car, right? And that sort of sparked off my whole journey with like sports car ownership. And I always think to myself, M235i is really too much. But I think that's something we do for ourselves, right? We make a cap. And I made a cap of how much I can do. And therefore my life became inside that box. And not only after I started owning this car, it taught me that, Thomas, you really like car, why don't you just go all out, right? Just do your finances, do your work, do everything you can just so you can enjoy different cars. So I invited different cars in my life. Of course, we have the Maiden, the M2 Com, the classics, and stuff. And then came the Alpine, And I believe I found some cars I really want to keep. But you can only know whether you love the car until you start owning it. So this is a car I thought I would own for 3-4 years. But after owning it, the Spider is something is completely replaceable. NA, lightweight, manual, convertible, that's very special. And then the Alpine, nothing drives like an Alpine, and I thought to myself, hey, should go for the supercar. So the reason why I chose the McLaren was because when I was young, me and my brother used to play this game called Need for Speed, right? And in the supercar category, there was a Lamborghini Diablo, which is still a really cool car. Who the hell calls their car the devil, right? So Lamborghini Diablo. And then they had the McLaren F1. And we both always raced in the F1. It was like, that was the dream. But as we grew older, the McLaren F1 became more and more expensive. Right, so it was an impossible car to own. So I sort of like let that dream die. But up until probably, last year I started to look around for supercars. Look at the F12. Everyone says the V12 is nice. 458, I don't know, it's a nice sounding engine, but just never felt like the 360 for me. look at the Lusso, but I don't need all the space. And I was like, do you want to go for McLaren? I'm like, sure, maybe. I know I really wanted it. That I went to Langkawi, driven it, looked at it, and I said, you know what? My childhood dream is finally attainable. Now, of course, it is still quite hefty on the wallet, but you know, I'm determined to keep it. I'm determined to experience it. And you know, I think life's about collecting new experiences. You know, what's the use of? It's good to manage your finance. It's good to build your portfolio, earn money, but at the end of the day, if all you had was money, but you know, you can't take that to, you know, it's not something that you enjoy. It's what you choose to enjoy. And I think I know I said it in the video earlier, but it's a saying. You can probably cut it or you can put it here. You know, if you buy something and you can't tell anyone about it and you're happy with it, then that's the right buy. And for me, the Alpine has been that, the Spider has been that, and I believe this car is it. But I'll know for sure when I start driving it, right? I want it to be a car that when I drive it, it's for me. So far, I love it. It's quite scary to drive the car. Yeah. So I feel like I managed to get my childhood dream, you know, to get a McLaren. Yeah, it's just gorgeous, man. Yeah. So anyways, before I wrap up, talk about the drive. The drive is exactly what I thought it would be. It is scary. Supercars have to be scary, right? Supercars have to make you feel like you're on the back foot all the time, to respect the power, right? It's just crazy. And yeah, the only downside, as you probably heard in the video earlier, is that the NVH is pretty bad. That's very noisy. So what's next for the 675 LT? Well, we're going to take it to Thailand, right, for his first maiden trip to Enduro. And then we're going to do a couple of track days. Maybe I'll challenge Zen Lau for track day, right? Let's see, he'll probably go faster than me. I know I'm just making fun that word, but yeah, it's just good to have this car go on the track a couple of times. Yeah, but what's next for me? What car is next? I don't know, to be honest. I feel very satisfied, but I feel like, you know, this is just the beginning, right? Right. As I say, before we go off, let's say goodbye to some people. This is Adi. I want to thank Adi because Adi supported me. This is the first car I bring to XPEL. Before I became an ambassador, customer. Then Adi was just telling me what to do with the car and everything, and I just fell in love with the brand. So thank you, Adi.
Thank you.
Thank you for the support, right?
You're welcome.
Right? And I challenge you as a pang.
See you
right?
soon.
They know I will lose lah, but you know, right? Just, you know, I'm just trying to be brave. See you, man. See you. Okay, let's not talk about the driving dynamics. Let's talk about what I've done with the car. So we did our PPF all over. As you can see, the car is like sparkling really nice because of the papaya spark. It's just beautiful, gorgeous. I don't know if the camera can capture it, but spark's really popping. Just the contrasting carbon roof just makes it so much better. Oh, look at that spark, look at that gloss. Amazing. Okay, so let me show you something really cool. Other than the external PPF, we have to PPF all the carbon because it's very important. But check this out. Okay, because this car is spec'd in such a way that you have all this exposed carbon, and before this, we'll probably do a B-roll for you to see. The previous owner, or rather McLaren Malaysia, didn't want to remove the plastic stickers because you don't want to risk damaging this thing. But if you can see, it looks like there's nothing, but actually there is XPEL's Stealth PPF, the satin PPF. So we can use the satin PPF to protect exposed carbon that has a matte look. So it looks like there's no PPF at all, right? This is very important because this is where, when you come in and out, you're gonna scratch this area. Case in point, let me show you what I mean, right? Let me go to the other side of the car, right? And show you that here, there have been a damage, right? Oh wait, they put the PPF also. So if you look really closely here, you can see there's a scratch over here, see that? Right? There's a scratch inside there. Can you see?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So there you go. So now there is a PPF protecting this. Unfortunately, we can't repair this scratch, but you know, if you're a McLaren owner, if you're so happen to be a McLaren owner, this could be something you can do. It retains the matte look that it feels virtually impossible to detect with your bare hands. You know, so yeah, more adventures to come. Thank you so much for watching this video. All right, and yeah, I think we'll cut there and then cut back here. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been a journey of mine. Those of you who've been following me on YouTube, thank you so much. I know that, you know, for me it's like a dream come true. So thanks for watching my videos, because by you guys watching video, it helps me be able to continue doing this as well, because it does help me get to sponsors like XPEL and stuff like that. So thank you so much, I really appreciate it. So see you in another video guys. Till then, take care, Happy New Year's, and wishing you all the best. See you somewhere around, online or offline, somewhere, right? Thanks guys, full of gratitude. Keep it 100.